guys, it's Dani. Alrighty, today we're gonna be talking about this mess that you see right here. Yes, those are the Vanda baskets. We have some issues with the Vanda baskets, as pretty as they are and as elegant as they are. And as much as, I got along with them very well, it is time to say goodbye to them because, well, would you look at that? They're disintegrating. They're literally kind of falling apart, as you can see, and it's only going to get worse. So I have been trying all of these days to find a solution. My first attempt was just to go with the typical Vanda baskets, the wooden ones. I honestly did not want to hassle. I just wanted to go with already a pre-made thing that I know works, everybody's using it. I wanted to put a little foil, just like I did with the Tillumnias, on the bottom of those baskets, just to retain a little bit more water. As you might know, my climate is vicious and I really want to keep my Vandas outside where they have sunlight. So the plan was put into place. Now let's get the baskets. I searched everywhere. eBay, Amazon, nothing is actually viable and pocket friendly, if you know what I mean. The only place where these baskets are actually really cheap and good is Schwerter. I had an issue with the transport. It was 40 euros. It was a mistake. I needed to contact Volker. He didn't reply just yet. Maybe he will reply soon. It's only been 2 days. But in any case, I would need 25 or so of those baskets, which will cost 150 euros, 200 euros maybe for the big ones as well. So the baskets are cheap if you get them individually, 6 to 10 euros maybe. But if you buy 25 of them, it's not all that cheap. And last night I had a dream. Everybody's been asking me to make semi-hydro with Vandas, to try it out. I don't have the guts for it, I have to tell you guys. But in my dream, I was doing some sort of semi-hydro. And of course I woke up with an idea because, yeah, that's how I do things. What if I actually try semi-hydro with Vandas? And I already posted a picture on my community page. You can see it there. You can see the final product. And yes, that is a Vanda in a pot with a sort of reservoir. The thing is, it's not really semi-hydro, because I do not use leca, I actually use the coconut coir, the medium that was in the basket. I still don't have the guts to do semi-hydro with Vandas, and I don't think I will after the experiment of 2 years ago, but I can do something similar. So this is the pot. Yes, I'm gonna be trying Vandas in pots again. Well, the pot is a basket without slits. That's pretty much what a basket is, and I already had my Vandas in baskets. They just didn't look elegant, so I wanted to maintain the elegant look, the white look. But what if I go for plastic? Plastic doesn't really deteriorate, and there we have it. I have some plastic pots, but as you can see, they have a cone, and for semi-hydro, this is not ideal because they cannot retain all that much water. And I have 20 of them or something because I purchased them at a major discount. And I thought, well, that's a good deal, I'm gonna purchase them. Don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm gonna purchase them. So I had them around. And there we have them for the tiny Vandas. They're great. And as you can see, I already pre-made some holes. I need to make them a little tidier for the hangers to be tied, and also what appears to be a reservoir. Now here's the tricky part. This is actually not a reservoir. I shall not be doing semi-hydro with Vandas. This is an overfill. This came from the self-watering pots. They pretty much all have a sort of overflow if you want to put them outside and it rains, not to drown your plant. So that's why this is here. This is an overflow. This is not a reservoir. I made it tiny because if I don't need it, I will just put some hot glue and make it disappear. But yeah, this is not a reservoir, and this is not designed to work like semi-hydro, reservoir and leca and all of that. This is just an overflow so I don't kill my Vandas, since they will actually sit outside, and once in a blue moon it rains here as well. So that's the pot, that's the design. Now let me get you a Vanda and explain how I envision things to work. So this is the finished product. This is the one in the picture. So as you can see, I already installed the hooks. These are the very same ones that I used on the baskets. I didn't create new ones. I just untied them and put them here. And voila, as you can see inside the pot, I do have the orchid pretty much just sitting there with a bunch of coconut coir. Again, it is the medium that I had in the basket. So if you will, it is a potted Vanda, but not really, because coconut coir, it's not really a medium. It's just something there to direct the water. And in here, I do still have some water. So pretty much whatever's left after me dunking the orchid is left here on the bottom, as you can see. Practically, I don't need to create that bottom that I created or actually tried to have with the baskets because I have the pot. Now, being that this is a cone type of pot, it is not flush, the quantity of water here is not all that great because the vast majority of space is taken up by this cone here. So whatever's left is actually just a little bit of water. But this overflow acts actually as a sort of reservoir as well. And the pot actually looks like a semi-hydro pot because the overflow is very high. With other pots, I wouldn't have placed it so high, but again, this is a cone type of pot, so it doesn't retain much water there. That's why it's so high. Pretty much my main idea was to imitate whatever I had with these baskets. The little water that it retained at the bottom. Recently, it didn't retain anything because you can see the bottom is just... no. It did not retain any water at the bottom. So as you can see, it is a sort of semi-hydro, but not really. It is actually a poor imitation of a semi-hydro, a mixture of what I had in my dream and what I actually do want for my Vandas. Because to be fully honest with you guys, I don't want semi-hydro with my Vandas. I don't want leca, I don't want medium, I don't want anything. All I can tolerate is this coconut coir. So I could run the setup without the coconut fiber, but the thing is, the coconut fiber, even if it doesn't actually soak up water, it directs water up because it is fibrous and I have multiple fibers together. And the water just naturally climbs a little bit. So it does keep my roots slightly moist. Can you see that? They're not even wet. These roots are actually pretty dry right now, but they're slightly moist. That's what I want. That's what I need. I'm pretty sure my Vandas, which are all adapted to life in the air, would react very poorly to semi-hydroponics initially. Their roots are not adapted to that much moisture, so I don't want to shock them with moisture or anything, but I do want to have 10% of the semi-hydro benefit. And this is what I came up with. So now let's build one just to show you how the process goes. Okay, so first I'm starting by placing the holes in which the wire hanger will sit, and I use a cheap soldering iron to do so. I place 4 holes opposite to each other on the very top, the rim of the pot, and afterwards I put my reservoir or overfill. Now that I think about it, you know what, you guys, I think I could place a hole right in that cone on the bottom and it would act like an overflow, but it would be invisible and the pot would be so much lovelier. I think I'm gonna do that with the next pot that I'm gonna use. There we have it, ideas in progress. Okay, so I already watered my Vanda orchid just to make the roots come off easier from the pot. And then, okay, this one doesn't appear to be so attached, which is nice. Alrighty, oh, this one is just growing now. So yeah, you can see that even in this one, it's already starting to disintegrate. Really poor quality baskets. Pretty epic fail. So at the bottom here, I will place some of this coconut coir just to maintain the orchid raised. I don't want her practically sitting in that little reservoir there. I don't have roots to cut here. I looked, the orchid looks pretty decent, pretty okay. Let's just put another layer. And then I'm just going to sit my orchid inside and just place around it whatever coconut fiber I still have left. So as I calculated it, this is the face and this is the back of the orchid where the reservoir is. But as I was saying, I can actually put a hole. Oops, I have another sticker here. So I can place a hole right here. It would act the same way, but it would be invisible. Didn't think about that. So the orchid is arranged. Now let's get the hooks. So I'm just going to detach them pretty much. And voila, there we have it. I just need to get the tag. Being that this is a pot, I can place the tag right here. And hey presto. Now, another good thing about these is something that I kind of came to terms with the idea of me sharing water with Vandas. You know, I have a little bit of something against sharing water, just my thing. Had some bad experiences, learned my lesson, and I promised I would never do it again. But with the Vandas, I just can't. I cannot have 20 different buckets or 25. So I do share water, at least in groups with Vandas. I've never been like super happy about that procedure, about what I was doing, but I never really had a choice because I've always had basket-like setups with them. Well, now I can actually save me some water and not share it. Each and every vanda can actually get her own water in this little pot. If there will be water saved in the reservoir, it will soak the orchid for a day, and that's exactly what I need. I don't need my orchid to stay in a semi-hydroponic system for days and days. I need it to have a few hours of soaking once in a while. In summer, pretty much every day, but in winter, once a week, soaking one day with the vandas, which have a good root system, it's enough actually. So that's what I wanted. And with the baskets that I have, I tried to do this. It didn't really work. And I always had bucket. And in those buckets, which were 20-liter buckets, I always had osmosis water, which would have to be produced overnight. So yeah, a lot of water wasted. And also I was sharing water, which, you know, was okay. I had no choice, but it wasn't ideal. Now, I'm not gonna share any more water with you guys. No, each and every one of my vandas will get her own water. And if I so desire to soak them, I can soak them. If I just cover up this drainage hole here with something, I could soak them theoretically, but I don't want to soak them if I have water at the bottom. This is the idea I woke up with today. I don't know, do you guys have this thing? You dream something or you think of something all night long, and then the morning when you wake up you want to put it in practice? I do, and this is what I dreamt about last night. It didn't look like this, but this is what came out. And of course, I already hear the mumbling of a few of my viewers. Hey Danny, you're changing your setup once again with your vandas. Will you ever settle? Yeah, when I find something that doesn't disintegrate, I will settle. And also when I will have 200 euros laying around in the house doing nothing, I might actually purchase those wooden baskets, which will deteriorate in a few years anyway. Until then though, I have these pots which are not good for semi-hydro due to that cone, but I think they're perfect for the tiny vandas. So I'm going to experiment until the bigger baskets will completely disintegrate as well. I'm going to test around a little bit the setup with my tiny vandas, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Here's yet another idea for a vanda basket setup. Well, it's not a basket, it's a pot, but it looks like a basket. So there we have it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And with this said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm gonna go edit this video really fast and then come back and work on my little setup. Okay, so you know the drill. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to my channel for regular orchid videos, tutorials, Q&As, and dreams that come reality. That sounded so poetic. And if you like YouTube to notify you whenever I upload a new video, turn on notifications for my channel, and hopefully YouTube will do so. With that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye!